Congratulations, you have already learned the formulation process of drug substance. Drug substance is active pharmaceutical ingredient, which actually cures the disease. As we have learned in the training, different stages of drug. At the DP stage, we have added excipient to the DS to make it more easily consumable for use and better effect of the drug on patients. We already have DP from last process. If you look on your screen, you see images filled with drug product. This is the journey we are going to walk you through with the help of this BPR of FDP. With step-by-step instructions, you will learn the process of taking DP and other applicable packaging materials and assembling a kit box that consists 10 syringes, 10 needles, and an instruction slip how to use this kit. This is the process that you will be following at the stage of FDP. In this process, syringes will be labeled first. 10 syringes will be added in kit box with 10 needles provided. We will walk you through all compliance parts and traceability along with process understanding. Now you getting familiar with the first page of the BPR. As you can see on the screen, this is the first page of the BPR. You have seen this page in DS training as well. Again, this is the most important part of BPR that you need to understand. You will confirm all these entries on the page that are numbered 1 to 15, highlighted in yellow on your screen, before you start working on manufacturing operations. Number 1 is the product name. It must be spelled accurately. Number 2 is the product stage, number 3 is the batch number, and number 4 is the work order number, which you have already learned in DS and DP stage. Number 5 is the batch size or theoretical yield, which is decided before starting the formulation process. Based on the material issued, in this case, which would be 120 kit box with 10 syringes and needles each. Number 6 is the name of the company who manufactured the drug with the date of the manufacturing. The date when the drug is filled in syringes is the day of the manufacturing. Number 7, similarly, the science team has established the fact that the drug will be stable for a certain period of time. Let's say in this case, if your BPR instructions are telling you that expiration period is 24 months. In this case, you can add 24 months to the manufacturing date and fill the expiration date after the manufacturing activities are completely done. Number 8 is for the market. We have learned this in DS and DP, BPR as well. Number 9 and number 10 is the BPR document number and total number of pages in the BPR. The BPR is issued by Quality Assurance Documentation Cell, and there is a document format number for every document that you don't need to know. It is for the documentation department. That is all for the top section. You need to check this section every time you receive this from QA documentation department or before executing any operations. The next section is who prepared this document. QA documentation person shall be the one who signs this row. This top row in green is signed at the time of issuance of BPR to you. As a manufacturing technician, once the manufacturing team has manufactured the drug, they will sign in the second row, which is yellow. The third row in gray is for QC to check all testing-related data, and they will sign after their work and hand over the BPR back to you. The next row below, which is light blue colored, is for Quality Assurance Operations Department. This QA person will review BPR for any mistakes after manufacturing activities are done. This QA person reviews the BPR for any GDP or GMP errors. This is the QA person who also is present on the floor, and the same QA person gives the line clearance. Last but not least, once this BPR is checked by the quality assurance person, then this person will sign in the last row before sending the drug to the market. Since the drug is vetted properly now to be safe, after all required safety testing are completed, this BPR would go to the QA department again for reconciliation. Remember, this BPR was issued by the QA documentation department. Therefore, it shall go back for reconciliation and archiving. This is an FDA requirement. This is all the importance of the first page. A good technician will make sure the drug name and the product lot number and all related information on the first page is accurate and no signatures are missing. For the next page, we usually do the first section as BOM Bill of Material. This section for FDP will be BOM as usual. As you can see on your screen, that on this page, we already have the 1,200 syringes to pack which we received from the DP process we learnt last. We manufactured 30 tubs of 40 syringes each, total of 1,200 syringes, arrived at FDP facility. These syringes need to be packed to a kit box that will have 10 syringes each as part of some treatment at the hospital. Along with the syringes, company will supply needles added to the kit box and instructions as a leaflet inside the kit box on how to provide this treatment of 10 injectables. Moreover, we have kit box labels here also issued, which will be used on the kit box. There is a tamper evidence seal that will go on the syringe kit box. These primary boxes or kit boxes will be put in a cardboard box that holds 10 of those kits. There is a label which is programmed, which just by scanning with the help of the system will actually tell you that this box has 10 kits with 10 syringes with needles in each and every one of the kits. That is the significance of creating different labels. Then another label which gets put on the pallet will also have a barcode, which by scanning can tell you that this barcode relates to a pallet which must have 12 boxes, each with 10 syringes. These barcodes, primary and secondary labels, are for traceability purposes. The pallet then gets loaded under controlled temperature refrigeration system to the shipment truck. If you see on your screen, one by one, all packaging materials, boxes, and labels are provided. That is all for BOM. In a nutshell, technicians will apply labels on the syringes first as you see on your screen material number 1. And in the next row material number 2 is needles. Needles are added to the kit box along with the syringes. In the next row, material number 3 is the labels to be put on the syringes. Next row material number 4 is the kit box. Quantity is mentioned 130. This is 10 extra than needed. This is just in case of an error. In next row, material number 5 is kit box labels, so they are also 10 extra. Actually needed quantity is 120. In the next row, material number 6, there are 130 pack inserts, 1 needed for each kit box. Pack inserts are nothing but instructions for doctors or patients how to administer the injection. Right below, tamper evidence seal is mentioned in material number 7 to seal the box next. And BOPP tape right below in material number 8 to seal the cardboard boxes. Next on BOM, material number 9 is cardboard boxes. Each of these brown cardboard boxes will hold 10 of these kits with 10 syringes in each kit box. Next on the list is the labels for these cardboard boxes. That is material number 10. Shrink wrap roll to put on all the cardboard boxes and also pallets. This is to wrap the boxes with kind of a serene wrap, but with some elasticity and stronger plastic to keep the boxes from falling off the pallet and keeping them together. That is material number 11. And then next, which is material number 12, are the labels that will go on the pallet. It is all self-explanatory and in a good sequence for anyone to understand. Let's move the next page of the FDP batch. We have talked about line clearance many times from terminology class and in training of day-to-day responsibilities of manufacturing technician. Now this is the place in BPR. Before you start performing any activities, a quality assurance person will come to the manufacturing floor to ensure all materials are gathered on manufacturing floor. All equipment is properly cleaned and status tags indicate that they are ready for use, as you can see on the screen in orange circle. After checking all is okay, QA signs off at line clearance space as you can see it on your screen circled in green. The second part of your screen is the QA section. In this section, the drug-filled syringes will be taken out of the specified storage conditions under QA supervision to ensure the drug safety, the time removed, and time returned after labeling operation ends. If you see the yellow highlighted note there which mentions storage is 2 to 8 degrees centigrade, syringes can be removed from refrigeration and maintained at room temperature for 12 hours. For processing. On this page, the QA will come to check that the syringes are taken out of the specified temperature at the right time, and there is a section for QA verification for the number of total tubs of the syringes removed at the right time and recorded in the log. This is also a part of the line clearance for FDP batches. You also see on your page the QA verification sign for the quantity of the tubs removed. At this time, QA also checks the quantity of the labels. Moreover, each and every material, according to the BOM, is dispensed and ready before the operation can begin. Number 2 is for temperature check for drug safety, so there is valid time for the drugs to be filled, and that is the time frame the validity is given for. In other words, on the same step, you see that the time of end of operation and storage of labeled FDP will be noted here. This is one step to ensure that the syringes will not get out of the temperature range that is specified in the batch step. Now this part is very important for all technicians. Any technician who is about to or have taken part in the manufacturing process at any step or at any time during manufacturing must sign this signature page first. Another big GMP compliance here is the acknowledgement from the technicians that they understand and have been trained on how to operate equipments during the manufacturing. In other words, you should not perform any activities if you are not trained in it. We also mention this in do's and don't training. This is CFR 210/211 Code of Federal Regulations and required by FDA. In other words, if you were part of the manufacturing team and has worked on any operations, your name and signature must be here on this signature and training acknowledgement page. In simple words, this is the reason for this page that all technicians involved in the operation have signed here. If 15 signatures are on this page, you will not find 14 people executing the actual responsibilities. It will be 15 accurately matching this page, unless someone forgot to sign this first page. Good documentation practices. Information should always reconcile. On your screen, after line clearance, signature, and training acknowledgement page, labeling procedure module begins. Step 4.1 instructs technicians to load all the filled syringes, which are 1,200 total, into the labeling machine. Usually all the labeling machines are automatic, no matter how you put the syringes into the hopper of the machine. Machine will automatically align syringes and will apply labels on them. Technicians will record the total number of syringes loaded. For labeling, verifier will verify. Step 4.2 is instructing to collect all the labeled syringes one by one from the end of the conveyor belt. Technician will check yes on this activity performed, sign and date, and verifier will verify. Step 4.3. Technicians are instructed to inspect each labeled syringe for any defects according to SOP 132. Let's understand what this SOP could be. Every company that I have worked at had a different machine for labeling purposes. They all look slightly different, work a bit differently, but they all get the labeling done. Your company may have a certain manufacturer brand with different programming buttons than a different company. Therefore, every company provides specific training on how to handle and operate a certain machine, keeping good manufacturing practices and safety of all in mind. In this training, the obvious potential defects could be predicted and mentioned. For example, if the color of label being printed is not as specified, or if it is double printed, or if printing on the label is missing altogether. Technicians are visually checking those defects on the labels while collecting them from the end of the conveyor belt. Step 4.4 is instructing technicians to remove all the defected labeled syringes found and record total number of rejects found at this step. Step 4.5 wants technicians to calculate the total number of syringes labeled, taking the yield formula for rejected syringes for this step by deducting rejected syringes from the total number of syringes labeled. Verifier at this step shall again verify date and initial. Step 4.6 is for sample label verification. You will see this every step of the way. There would be one sample of the label of the FDP. First label that goes on the syringes, the sample label would be here. Similarly, moving forward, there would be a label on the kit box, which will be pasted at that step of the BPR. This step is verified by QA. Remember, this is the part of traceability and compliance. All the labels that will be on the finished drug products in the market, their sample labels are attached here to this BPR of FDP lot. On this screen, now we are moving to the next process of assembling kit box, which will be our final finished drug product. Your company will also provide you a training how to assemble the kit boxes by providing you dummy syringes, kit boxes, and other materials under a qualified trainer's guidance before you can operate this function. The yellow highlighted note is instructing all operators to ensure that they are trained on this procedure before operating. And if someone feels they are not trained in it, they should inform their supervisor at this stage. Another green highlighted note is instructing operators to ensure all materials needed for the assembly for kit boxes are available on assembly table before assembly operation. Step 5.1 is instructing technician to insert specified, along with needles and instruction packs, into each kit box. As you can see, this step also mentions a training procedure SOP number 157. This training SOP again is nothing but a detailed training on how to perform the assembly of this kit box, which is mentioned in the highlighted note that we just discussed. Step 5.2 instructs you to record the number of kit boxes rejected, and in case of any defects, technicians are asked to act according to the same procedure. In this case, company has already trained technicians what faults or defects to look for in a defective kit box. Step 5.3 instructs again to keep a sample of the label and paste here. This is the sample that will go on top of the kit box. We have done the similar step where we kept one sample label out of all the labels which were placed on the syringes in the previous step. This is a part of traceability. That's all till this step. As you can see on your screen, this section is for quality assurance inspection. Let's understand what that is before we go any further. This is a step where the quality assurance person will come and inspect all kits are packaged as per procedure. In step 5.4, the directions for QA to inspect each and every kit box for the accuracy of required materials inside and record total number of kit boxes. Step 5.5 has all the kit boxes label numbers mentioned for all 120 kit boxes. During the inspection, if any of the kit boxes are rejected, the rejected kit boxes numbers will be recorded here. This is for traceability purposes and a step to ensure that rejected kit boxes will be discarded according to the procedure and not sent to the market accidentally. If you look at the highlighted note in yellow at the bottom of the page on your screen, it says any additional rejected kit box numbers must be recorded in an attachment that cannot fit in those kit box numbers. There are 9 dotted lines for the rejected kit boxes. Just in case, if you have more rejected kit boxes, you would add an attachment sheet, list, and write all other rejected kit boxes that cannot fit here on this step. On your screen, now you see the step 5.6 instructing technicians to remove any defective kit boxes and record the total numbers of the rejected kit boxes. Step 5.7 is an important one to understand. Since we have labeled the syringes first, then we added syringes along with needles and instruction insert packs inside the kit box. Put the label on top of the box. Now it is time to add tamper protection seal to each and every kit box. This is also a patient and drug safety step. You see the next step, number 5.8, very important step for reconciliation and calculating the yield. Let's understand what this step is asking technicians to do. If you look at the second line of the step 5.8, it is asking you to do the calculation based on a formula given. Total number of prepared kit boxes are 120, and if there are any rejected boxes, the number of rejected boxes will be deducted out of the total number of kit boxes. The remaining acceptable kit boxes will be the only kit boxes released to the market.